Hello and welcome to Butts to Nuts, a movie review podcast hosted by me, Ben Charlesworth, and my brother Scott Charlesworth. Scott, how are you after that fine damn movie?
Oh, mate, I'm like all stretched out. I'm ready to go,
Tobogganing.
Tobogganing, yeah.
It's Oz Day.
It is.
And so we took a cheeky little break, watched the movie, and then I went off and was like, yo, you know what? I'm going to go to the old sports club down the road with Dad and do some thong throwing. Because it was meant to be an Australia Day thong throwing competition. Get there, it's like 35 degrees, not a car in sight in the car park.
Yeah.
And then there was no thongs, there was no sausage rolls.
How disappointing. Are you serious? There was no barbecue going on?
Barbecues.
Because there was supposed to be barbecue sausage sizzle.
Yeah. But
how disappointing is that?
so I had to stand in there. Sorry, I sat. I didn't stand.
Yeah.
And I had to watch reruns of the cricket from 2007,
Oh, you poor boy.
which was fun. It was actually good.
That's
With Dad.
great. That's
He
great.
had his beer. I had my Coke because I had to drive home.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
Drink responsibly.
That's right. You are a responsible
And
guy.
we both had our schnitty burgers, but we couldn't throw a thong.
Oi,
So
you
instead
know
we
what?
found the manager. We said, listen here, mate. We just pegged our thongs out, the bastard, and ran. And that is how we spent our odds day.
True story.
Mm.
And I sat at home like a dude.
What did you do?
I just sat. And actually, no, I did a poo while you were gone.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really good.
Our stinky level? Stinky?
Oh, man, it was probably one of my least stinkiest poos.
Oh, really? What
For
are you
the
pumping
size.
through that? What are you pumping through the tank at the moment?
Just a little bit of turpentine, a little bit of dishwashing liquid.
Yeah? What are you rocking? Unleaded or diesel?
Definitely unleaded.
Okay, yeah.
95
yeah.
unleaded.
Cleaner, runs longer.
Yeah.
You get a bit more to the litre, you know?
You know,
Or gallon if...
But sometimes I like to put
overseas,
diesel
listen.
in the tank, and I like to filter it through and sell the filtered red diesel as white diesel.
Yeah, it clogs up the engine though.
I like to sell
Your
it in
engine.
Britain on the black market.
You're not a diesel boy, it clogs up the engine.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Got to be careful about that, mate.
I'm avoiding tax
You're a voyeur.
with selling diesel on the black market.
Yeah, you're definitely a voyeur. Watch people have sex. A cuck or a voyeur. That's you. That's what you were doing whilst
That's
we
me.
were gone.
That's me. Yep. I was watching.
Coming to America.
Oh,
Good segue.
But you know what's crazy about the sequel name to Coming to America being Coming to America?
I'm ready. If this isn't going to blow me off my chair.
Is it's literally the same name,
Yeah.
but instead of T-O, it's the number 2.
And that's probably the most clever piece of title work.
Yeah.
Out there. You know, we have all these fancy things, you know, your Midsummers and your True Man shows. Okay, it doesn't mean anything to
No,
me.
compared to this is probably the greatest title ever put to cinema
Coming to America.
in history.
I always love that, and we'll come across this more, but the good old sequel sort of change. It's always Too Fast, Too Furious,
Yeah,
things
they
like
always
that.
they love to pun. They love to do their little puns.
And it always gives me a little cheeky chuckle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, missed opportunity with Thor 4. I should have just called it Thor.
Four.
Yeah. But like with the TH, Thor.
I like to watch 4.
Instead, they went with the old Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Tell me about this movie, Scott.
Well, I watched this movie with you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to
glad.
give you a little bit of a snoppy
Yes.
right now, okay?
Yeah, please, hit me.
I've learnt from my mistakes from last week, and I went on to Letterboxd.
Mate,
I've got a banger for you right here.
you're making the old man proud.
Alright, so Prince Akeem Joffa is set to become King of Zamunda when he discovers he has a son he has never known about in America. A street-savvy Queens native named Lavelle, honouring his royal father's dying wish to groom his son... What?
Yeah,
The
good.
fuck?
Good.
I did not read this before I got it. Dying wish to groom his son as the crown prince.
Yeah, you dirty
Still, that
mind.
doesn't really sound very
Oh,
good.
gutter boy here. Get it out. Get out of the gutter.
Akeem and Semi set off to America once again. You know what?
They didn't.
For
really.
for a movie called Coming to America,
Yep. Good pause.
they barely went to America.
I feel like we were there. See, a huge positive point, and make sure you listen to last week's episode of
a positive point. That's a surprise for this one.
No. I'm talking about the last movie.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, many positive points.
Many
over
positive
there.
points.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
someone would say 7 out of 10 positive points.
Hey, you know it.
But you have to listen to that episode to find out how many points we gave it out of the Nug score.
Otherwise, you know, yeah, you might, yeah.
Huge positive point was it was coming to America. They spent about 15 minutes in Zamunda.
Zamunda. Yeah.
Zamunda. Whereas this movie, they go, wow, let's switch it up and we'll spend about 15 minutes in America.
And keep the same title, basically.
Strange decision indeed.
Very strange decision.
Now, do we want to go straight into bad-mouthing the film, or do we want to focus on some positive points before we get into the jargon?
Absolutely, we need some positive light to get us through the beginning of this podcast.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just going to be doom and gloom, and I'm sure someone will sacrifice themselves by the end of it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I want to just point out that, especially from the first one, there is a big improvement on the costumes.
I was about to say that, yeah.
I got to put hats off to the costume designers and like the outfits that they created for this, because they look stellar. Like, so colourful and vibrant. You know, like every single ceremony in this movie has a different... All 17. Like, literally, they have different outfits for everything, and it's just such great artistry that they've done, like how they've designed these bits of clothing. It's, you know, that's probably the best bit of this movie.
Yeah. Oh,
in my opinion.
For real.
Yeah.
It's gone up so much. The last movie, the costumes were still good though.
Oh
right?
yeah. Well, I mean, especially in the Zamunda stuff at the beginning of that, and then you had like the kind of like the fur coat sort of suit stuff in the beginning one as well.
Yeah, whereas this one was it was very vibrant. It looked good, all their costumes. And the hair? Good hair.
Oh, hair was on point from everyone. And I would also say set design and environments were pretty decent for most of it.
Yeah.
Most of it. It was pretty vibrant, I would say. Lots of colour and lots of like in-your-face sort of vibrancy.
Yeah.
I said vibrant in like 20 sentences there, but
not as many as dance sequences that this film has, though.
Yeah, there are a lot of dance sequences.
There are a lot of dance sequences, but wow, whoa!
Hey, hold your horses!
Pump those brakes and pour in that unleaded, mate, because we got a bit more fuel on the old positive tank. Okay?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, mate. A little bit of an old reference to the start of this podcast episode.
Pretty good.
If you haven't heard the start of this podcast episode, make sure you go back and listen to it now. It is absolutely excellent. Would recommend.
It's beautiful.
Probably give it 7 out of 10 on the Nug Richter scale.
Oh, would you now?
Yeah.
That's
even
good.
What's the son called? Lavelle.
Lavelle.
Shit.
Not Larnell.
Anyway,
Lavelle. His name's
Latrell.
His name's Lavelle.
Awesome.
And he's
hair transition.
Yeah.
Good hair transition.
Very good makeover. He was looking like the dude from what's that British show with the dude with the glasses, and he has like the big afro hair.
Louis Theroux.
No. Oh no, he was on Celebrity Letters and Numbers. The English one last night, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's Coming to Me.
Jimmy
Is it the
Carr.
internet sort of thing? IT.
Oh, IT crowd.
The guy, he had
Martin McDowell.
He had a similar hair.
He is an IT crowd.
Yeah, he had a similar hairdo to him at the start, but then, you know, when he got those like those Brady sort of dreads going, like that was a mad makeover.
I'm picking up what you're pulling down.
Yeah, you're pulling it up.
All right, it wasn't that bad of hair.
No, it was just like a medium fro.
Yeah,
it was like if your hair grew out more.
Because the other guy from the IT crowd, his hair's
his name is Martin McDowell.
No. Oh, it's actually Chris O'Dowd. Is the guy who I was referring to. And who's the other guy?
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
What, Richard Oyade?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Just butchering
Oh,
it.
fuck that.
Yeah, Richard.
Wow. Another positive
Oh.
is I did like the Morgan Freeman cameo.
Very unexpected. And I have to say, you know, whenever you get a voiceover done, if it's done by Morgan Freeman, it instantly gains you a nug.
Yes.
It's like, you know how to do things, Morgan Freeman. You've got the voice of an angel.
James L.
Or God.
Jones's funeral wasn't too bad.
It was kind of funny.
It was bad at points, but like Salt and Pepper came out.
Yeah, that
I
was
was listening
funny.
to him yesterday at work, so that made me laugh a little bit.
Bit of yesterday nostalgia.
And
for
that,
you.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. If you haven't seen me working yesterday, go back and listen to the episode. I reckon at least 7 out of 10 nugs. Really good shit.
Oh, awesome! You could tell Ben was working and he was grinding, earning that money,
I was grinding on those golf carts hard.
listening to Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
work at a golf course.
You were pushing it,
I was pushing it hard, man.
pushing those carts with your willy.
I also listened to Push It to the Limit, Scarface song.
Push it to the limit.
Anyway, also Trevor Noah. Good cameo from him. I liked ZNN
Oh,
instead of CNN.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was fun.
That was good. Yeah, good on you, Trev. Yeah,
I like Trevor
you,
Noah.
Trev.
The what does he do? The Daily Show.
He's got a lot of wit to him, doesn't he?
He is. That
Yeah.
Those bits were fun. Anyway.
Now for the rest of the movie. I didn't like Akeem's character in this movie whatsoever.
No.
I thought he was completely different, and I understand. Before all of you come after me and go, oh, he's a dad now, he's lived through 30 years in Zamunda and he's changed.
They addressed it, Scott. What do you want is what the people would say.
I'm going to tell you what I bloody want. I want Akeem to be a hopeful man like we left off in the first one.
Yeah.
Understand, shit happens in life. It can change your character. But the core of what Akeem was a wholesome dude who advocated for change for his country and his culture. We just saw him revert to being his father.
So, yeah.
I know it was a plot point towards the end of it, but it wasn't an obvious plot point for all of it.
No.
And he just,
No,
it was just like a different sort of atmosphere to his character. And I think it's because Eddie Murphy is not as funny anymore. I'm just gonna,
Wow.
I'm gonna be straight up right now.
You're really throwing him on the coals now, man.
If you go and watch the Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld and the Eddie Murphy episode, like I know comedians don't have to be funny all the time, but people that are usually on there are pretty funny just like speaking to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a very lower sort of energy to Eddie Murphy these days, and that is where I saw it first and now in this movie, and that makes me sad.
He looks a little tired, doesn't he?
He looks tired, and I don't blame him because he went through a lot of like fame and like shit throughout the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and I know he like this was in the period of the Eddie Murphy Renaissance. Well, more 2019. This came out 2021.
Yeah,
but
because it was like
he's coming off
Dolomite
the
was
back.
coming out and stuff.
There's a few other things.
Oh wait, the Renaissance? No, I would say the Resurgence.
Okay, yeah.
The Eddie-
Renaissance is where it's all good, eh?
Yeah, not the genesis of Eddie Murphy. The resurgence of Murphs
Yeah.
in movies, and now like you're seeing him in a bit more. There's another one with Jonah Hill coming out very soon too. I think.
Yeah, like he's done a sprinkling lately, but he just
It doesn't.
except for when he was playing the guy from Sexual Chocolate at the end when he's singing the song.
you could tell he was coming through with
a
his
bit more.
character.
He was a
there.
bit more. Looked like he was having fun.
Yeah.
But not as Akeem. He never seemed like. He seemed. This is weird to say.
Yes.
He seemed like he was playing his character. He wasn't his character.
Yeah. No, that is not weird at all because you really want to embody yourself in the character if you want like an authentic sort of role. That's what you saw from when he played his characters before. I mean, not knocking all of his work now, but yeah, there is a definite shift in his kind of attitude to this role specifically.
Like there's
As
a
well.
high standard he had when he played like
Yeah,
in
where-
Norbit. In Norbit. Like in the movie, the 2007 movie Norbit. That's probably Oscar snub. But here, he's lost all of what he built.
He's
in
lost all
Norbit.
his fucking Norbit.
Fucking Norbert.
Oh, that was the last straw for him, and then something cracked in
And
Eddie
where'd he go
Murphy's
from
song.
Norbert? Nowhere. Oh, Shrek. He did a few more Shrek films. Oh, please. Norbert was his peak.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
And if you say, if anyone says, oh no, like, you know, the actors have changed, they're just older. No, look at Arsenio Hall. He's exactly the same.
Yeah, not enough Sammy in this as well.
Not enough Sammy.
Also-
Sammy is underrated as a character, and he
was-
deserved more screen time.
Why was he now treated as if everybody hated him in this one?
Yeah. Where did that come? Like, obviously, there was a bit in the first one, but it
Well,
wasn't like
he was a
terrible.
mischief maker, but he wasn't like getting spat on and wishing to get executed and stuff. Unless I'm misremembering from last week.
No, I don't think you are misremembering.
It was always like,
remembering.
here's Sammy. But like Sammy would come in when they're having breakfast last time in the last movie.
Sorry, I just farted. It ruined my train of thought.
That's
there.
all right.
It's
I'll,
probably
I'll
ruined yours.
sniff it up. And I enjoy it.
Oh, you bet you will.
Norbert style, probably. I bet something like that would happen in that movie.
I think it does.
Something like that happened in this movie. The lion farted, and that was forced and terrible.
Yeah, that was
CGI lion.
Oh yeah, you want to dive into that, or do you want to finish your train of thought that you were saying before?
Nah, train's gone.
The train's left the station.
Yeah,
Oh man. Well, if we are going to hop on the CGI train,
I'm listening.
yes, that wasn't so great. There was only a budget of 60 million, so you can't get the best animal effects ever.
Oh, really?
But I don't think they should have shown that much of the animals if
Elephant
like they're
was
not
bad.
Yeah, if they're not going to be able to pull it off. All the budget went into the like using the young sort of faces on Arsenio and Eddie Murphy.
De-aging, which-
De-aging, that's it. Yeah.
It looked okay.
But it was in dark light, so it was all right.
Yeah, it looked a bit shonky at points on Arsenio Hall.
Look, I've seen worse, man. You look at the Princess Leia thing in Star Wars, that's way worse than this.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad, but the animals were like
They were
that elephant
horrendous.
was like you could just tell two blokes standing apart, and we'll fix it in post, guys.
We'll just make it go through. It's like, all right, guys, I want you to stare at around this area. Usually they have a ball on a stick. I bet they didn't even have that. They were just like, yeah, just look in this general direction.
Just be a few meters apart. We'll shove it in. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they were probably really close together, but then they just edited it to make it look like they're slightly wider apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
Oh,
yeah.
we're talking about Sammy before. The train's come back to the station now.
Hmm.
It's tooting again. Yeah, he did feel very much like a shell of his old character.
Yeah.
But not by his acting, but by the writing.
Yes,
Like
he was
James L.
written into a
Jones was
corner.
like, oh, yeah, just fuck this dog, man. I don't want to deal with him. Like, bro,
Yeah.
you were still nice to him last time. You was just like, Sammy, when he misbehaved.
Yeah.
Go get yourself bathed and stuff.
But like now, it's I don't know. It's like he's
It's
doesn't
like
want
he's
a piece
just
of him.
mistake.
Although, granted, he has lost his wife, and Sammy's probably hanging around him because he's still a single man. Single man Sammy.
Yeah, which justice for home.
He's probably hung around the king for 30 years.
I guess.
I
yeah.
guess that's where it can kind of come from. But still, it's a bit of a rude shock, I would
Yeah.
say.
Oh, I got to mention as well.
Oh, yes. Here we
no,
go. The hot and heavy mentions.
No, and this is probably the wrong reaction for what I'm about to say.
Oh, no.
Just rest in peace to the.
James L. Jones. He's not dead.
I wasn't saying James L. Jones.
He's not dead.
What? I didn't say James L. Jones.
No, good.
I was gonna say Madge Sinclair, who played the Queen. That's why she wasn't in this movie.
Yeah.
That yes, Scott said before this.
No, that was...
No, I know how you think, mate.
Oh.
You're terrible. No. Yeah, she passed away in 1995, so
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
that's why she. Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty young.
it is pretty young.
How old was she? Like 40-something?
No, older than that.
50-something?
She's a 38 model, 38 to 95.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
James L. Jones is 92 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
wow.
Dude is looking good for 92.
Yeah, wow.
Holy shit.
He has excellent skincare.
Good on him. He's a machine.
She was. I'm not sure. Doesn't say because Google's silly.
Look at James in his prime. Look at that. I
Jesus,
wish we could
homies.
bring up a picture of this and we had this.
Everyone,
filmed.
have a look at it now.
Go look up James Earl Jones's life in photos,
She
and
was
you'll see a
57.
young.
She was 57.
She was 50. That's pretty young.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty young. Damn, so sad.
Whatever do you think of the whole bastard son sort of shoehorned in?
It was very forced. It felt. But granted, I thought the guy wasn't too bad.
He wasn't bad.
Like, I
The
feel
mum
like
was.
the mum was bloody terrible.
Leslie Jones.
The casting for him was, I thought, was pretty on point, but just he was written into a bit of a corner, and it was very cliche. The whole, you know, I don't know, like father-son relationship thing. Like it didn't add anything new. I would have liked if Akeem went to America and maybe couldn't get back to Zamunda or something, and he had to live with his son, and maybe his son showed him the new modern America or something like that. It's been 30 years since he's been there. He hasn't experienced what is happening in that country. So, I don't know. That could have been an alternative.
It made me sad as well because he was this sort of progressive guy in the last film where he's like, arranged marriages are just like shit. Why would the hell I want to love someone who loves me back? But then it's like he's not going to make his daughter queen because of the old ways. That just didn't seem like
It
his
didn't match
character.
with his character at all. No.
And once again, people could say 30 years he's changed. He wants to please his dad on his deathbed. But you'd think he would have tried to fight for that
Yeah.
as soon as he had his daughter.
Yeah.
And then been like, well, what do you think, you know?
And if they wanted to like pull on that sort of thing more, like they could have just scrapped the whole son thing as well and just like worked with her character.
yeah,
as the
because
daughter. She seemed like she had like some potential to be an interesting character as well.
yeah, but they kind of just like
Kind of
shunned her off
fizzled
to
it
the
out.
side.
Yeah.
They tried to like shoehorn all those things in, but it didn't really pay off.
No.
Because it's like, obviously not giving a woman a chance to be the top head honcho is terrible, but
Yeah.
it doesn't fit his character for not allowing it.
Yeah, that's
you know?
right. Yeah, it would
Made
make
sense for James L. Jones.
Yes, because
But-
he's the old traditional values, but
Yeah, but that was already sorted last film, and that's a big problem with this movie.
it's just a rehashing. There we go. And that's probably the main crux of all the problems in this is it's not just the jokes, but it's the whole plot line is just like cycling through the same thing, basically.
What about your joke? Yeah, let's go into jokes.
Into jokes, well, I mean, we had like a bunch of flashbacks are not bad, but
Yes, yeah, but
when you're just actually restating the same joke, like what was the thing when they do at the end? It's like, yeah, nah, or whatever it is.
yeah, that was at the end of the last film.
Could have kept that as a thing, but also you had all the same things come back. So like, I love the barbershop guys. I have to say, I love them, but it didn't hit the same in this one.
They weren't good in this one.
No,
they were not.
the conversations between them didn't feel natural like they did in the first one.
And then the priest jokes kept getting undermined by cutaways of people calling him sexist.
Yeah.
Which, you know, sure, you could have that afterwards, but it killed his joke in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You could have had him be all weird and gropey and then be like, fuck, that guy's fucking weirdo, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of in the middle of the joke, let's undercut it by...
The comedic timing was off there
Yeah.
with the editing.
That was in the wedding at the end.
Yes.
In the, Queens.
Yeah, they could have played into that way more because
Oh, yeah.
obviously different values in modern times. Like you could make that really apparent with his character.
Yeah, like no doubt he's a perv and a
He's
weirdo. Like, you just saw him in the last movie when Jesus, you know there's a God, and he's like walk away.
It's so yeah. So yeah, you
Like,
could have played on that
You
way
should
more.
have let him like do his thing.
I feel
Not-
like this movie was scared. It was scared to push the boundaries because jokes like that do push the boundaries are there to highlight the issues at hand.
exactly
Like
right.
they're
yeah.
not there to go, oh yeah, this is an acceptable thing or whatever. Like
Here's
no,
a weird
it's,
priest, and let's all be like him.
no, it's supposed to highlight this is like, you know, you should be laughing at this because it's like it's the wrong thing to do. you
Yeah,
know?
if you're watching the old movie and you're going, oh, you know what? The thing I've taken from Coming to America is I want to be more like that priest. Maybe you should reevaluate yourself and go, right,
But it was,
I'm sexist.
but it was scared to say a lot of things that I feel like it could have. It could have been a bit more edgy like the first one.
Yeah.
You're allowed to get away with things if you have the right motivation behind it.
Yeah, and
know,
this film definitely had those motivations. But didn't
Just
execute it. At all.
No, not at all. I mean, there was one part though that I did genuinely laugh at, an original joke, and it was when the mum said the pumpkin pie thing back in the flashback.
Oh, and she was wafting the candle over.
Yeah. Like, that was funny.
That was great.
I
yeah.
was expecting more of that. I was expecting more of that sort of like, kind of like borderline naughty humour that you see in an M film.
Yeah. Because the first 15 minutes felt a bit
Yeah.
more like the old movie, and then it shifted to a Disney Channel remake.
Agreed. Yes.
To a musical and a weird... It was too family friendly.
Way too much. And it fell into that trope of the having the family friendly dance at the end. You gotta have the Hollywood comedy dance because every comedy movie has that now.
Yeah, because it's so funny and
It's
it works.
so funny.
It works every time.
Oh my
Scott.
god, the first time I saw Will Ferrell doing that in, like, what was it, Daddy's Home or whatever it's called?
It
Is
works.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's in that
No,
movie.
I hated it.
forgot
I hated it.
Is it in that movie, is it?
It's horrible.
I forgot that.
Is it the one where he's
Might
like...
be one or two.
He's the stepdad?
Yeah, that's Daddy's Home, but I can't remember.
It's number
It's
one.
one right there.
And there's one in the second one
Yeah,
too.
number two.
Or every single Despicable Me movie. Oh no, Hotel Transylvania, I would say. I won't slander Despicable Me, but that trend is just so shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand what goes through people's heads. It's like, I don't know, it's just dumb.
It
It's
is
just
dumb. It's fucking dumb.
It's fucking stupid.
Good dance
Like, you can make
choreography, but you don't want for a movie like this to have 30 minutes of dancing and singing. It's funny with the funeral, and maybe you could do a second one at the
Yeah,
last
that's right.
wedding,
You don't want to overdo it.
which they did. They overcooked that snag till it was burnt raw.
If you
Wait,
want a good dance
burnt-
scene, you got to
burnt raw?
take... Yep, burnt raw.
burnt charcoal.
You got to take inspiration from Austin Powers because those movies know how to do dance scenes.
Yes, the jail scene from I think it's Goldmember.
It should be over the top and not awkward and weird.
Yeah, not
That's the
taking
problem.
itself seriously in a comedy movie.
Yeah.
Do weird shit in your, thing. It's
Trying to be dancing cool and shit. Like, it's like, come on, man, it's a comedy movie. Just...
piss off.
I don't know, we're reading into that scene a lot.
No,
but
we're not. Not enough.
not enough. Get in there.
Not enough McDowell's either.
No. Where was McDowell? If he's still alive, use him.
Exactly right.
Don't just chuck the man in the middle of Zamunda and go, hey, we're going to have one scene where Akeem mops again.
Gotta miss mopping. Because he definitely sounds like that.
Yeah, he totally
Hey
does.
there, I'm Akeem, and God, I miss mopping. What a man. What an absolute man. I'm basically done. My unleaded tank's empty. Oh,
Well, was that a car?
it is a car. Should we leave this bit in?
Yeah, we'll leave this in.
All right.
We'll leave the purr of Dad's Triton.
Oh, mate. What a purr. What do
You
you reckon
can't-
he's rocking? Diesel?
Oh, no.
Definitely
Yeah,
diesel.
definitely. That's
You can tell,
diesel engine right there.
That's
mate.
a tough tank he's got right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look-
my tank's empty.
The casting for basically all of the family from Queens wasn't great.
No, yeah.
Except for the son, I would say.
I don't mind Tracy Morgan, but he wasn't good in this.
Tracy Morgan, he's the uncle.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
he's pretty hit and miss.
He's more miss than
More
hit.
miss, yeah.
But he can do a hit.
Yeah.
I like it when he hits.
When people write well for him. That all comes down to the writing and the editing, doesn't it? It's like if you want a good comedy
True,
movie,
but,
you need those good edits and good writing.
Just like, bits of him and whatever, Lavelle or something, walking him.
Larvae. It makes me think of like larvae or something. He's
Yeah,
not a
well.
fucking fly.
Well, anyway, LaShawn walks in. And
Oh my god.
and they're playing the Spotify song.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah.
Oh, that's bad. The
Yeah.
Spotify bit's so bad.
I can't remember his name. It escapes me. What was his name?
It's Lavelle.
Oh, well, yeah. That's what I said that
Yeah,
before.
you said Lavelle. I confirmed you.
Well, you said he's not a fly.
But you said Larville. Like larvae.
Alright.
You're
Larry,
fucked, man.
anyway.
Larry, yeah, Larry. I think I've burnt through my points as well.
Hard? You burnt through it hard?
So hard, man. So, like, can I just check how long we've been going for? Because I feel like we've been going for 15 minutes.
We haven't. It's been for a while. No Soul Glow as well.
Oh, yeah, Gary.
Why, check it. What's the time check?
It's like half an hour.
Yeah, what are you worried about?
That's fine.
We've had cars pairing, we've had good petrol talk, we've had good coming to America talk.
I'll come to America.
But there's two things we're missing.
What?
Trivia and letterbox. Is it time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Trivia time.
Get
Here it
some
is.
trivia.
It's trivia time.
In your time.
Alright,
Let me put my leg up so I can air my nuts. Because they're so sweaty right now.
the name Mika, the eldest daughter of Akeem,
Yo.
is Akeem spelt backwards.
What?
Yeah. Like, Akeem spelt backwards is Mika.
Wow.
That's pretty good, eh?
Good job.
That's good trivia.
Oh, you've done it.
I've done it, mate.
Nice, Gary.
Mate, I know my shit.
Yeah.
As a child, Jermaine Fowler, Lavelle, would record Coming to America, the barbershop scenes, to his family's answering machine, so that old men's banter would be heard anytime someone rang their house.
Wow, that's pretty funny, actually. That's now that is why he should have. Yeah, he deserved that part.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done.
He was, like, invested.
Yeah, it's a part of his childhood. It's a part of many people's childhood. It's just a classic, the original.
Oh, yeah. And there was a cameo written for Samuel L. Jackson, but he had too busy of a schedule to do this movie.
I think it was more like, no fucking way.
I don't know, Samuel Jackson does do anything and everything.
He does, but he's more of a hit than a miss. He is.
Yeah, but he's a slut for acting, isn't he?
He's a bit of a
he's
slut
such
for
a
acting.
slut.
He's like, give me all those acting jobs.
Yeah, no. Letterbox time.
I wonder if there's letters in my box.
Alright, Mario says, remember that joke? Remember that character? Remember that line? Well, here they are again, minus the laughs. 2 stars.
That is so accurate. We didn't even need to review this movie. You just need to look at this letterbox review, and that's basically this whole podcast as well. Yeah, fantastic. Well done.
Lenu Fo says, a rotten papaya, 1 star.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah.
I hated that bit.
Oh, and they said that they did a self-referential, like, meta joke.
Oh, it's just like there's nothing worse than sequels or remakes. Or
Yeah,
something
cheap,
like
like,
no,
cash grab of a...
America's nothing but superhero movies, remakes, and unwanted sequels or something.
Oh,
Come on.
That
pulling
dropped my score hard.
That's
man.
probably where Velma got most of its inspiration from. From that joke.
That's good shit. No Velma.
No Velma.
writing team. Stop it.
They come down in Black Hawk helicopters and start shooting us. What's the Velma writer's name?
I don't know. There's probably multiple writers.
No, I know there's one and they're getting slander a lot.
I know the main chicks from The Office, Mindy something.
Yeah, Mindy. That's it.
Mindy, but she voices Velma.
Oh, no, I think she writes it too.
Oh, beats me. I don't know.
No,
Her name's Mindy something. She's cool.
Yeah.
Kirk says, Coming to America is 3 music videos strung together by a dude asking his mum for advice about how to get a blowjob. 1.5 stars. That was weird as well.
Yeah.
Not her getting her royal parts cleaned out, but just him walking in and going, Mom, what do I do?
Ooh.
Dude, I thought you were a player.
She was just getting a pussy eaten out,
Yeah.
like while she was talking to him. That was a bit fucking weird.
Respect to her, though, for saying, I think it needs to be cleaned again.
Yeah.
On your Leslie Jones. I respect you there. I do respect that. All right, score time. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, well, there were a few positive points.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't dip way down, but it's pretty down.
It's pretty down.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 10 nugs.
Okay, well,
I think that's a pretty good spot.
I just feel like this movie doesn't need to be made, and
Not at all.
and it's not doesn't add anything, and I think it's funny just giving it this score. I'm giving it a 2.
Yep.
Coming to
Well
2
done.
out of 10 nugs.
Yeah.
End it. This is the end of the episode. Thank you for listening to the Butts to Nuts podcast.
If you enjoyed the podcast and want to support us, you can do any number of these 3 things.
Number 1.
Tell a friend, a family member, or even a random person off the street to listen to our podcast.
Number 2.
Leave a review. The higher the better.
Number 3.
Follow and support us on our social media platforms, being Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all with the usernames Butts to Nuts.
Again, thank you for listening. See you next week.